Pledge of Allegiance followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item on the agenda is to accept the agenda. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as written, excuse me.
Second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Community participation. Is there anyone who would like to address the board? Presentations. Donation of automated external defibrillators by the War Memorial Hospital Foundation. Mr. Drescher.
Don't see our donator here yet.
Yeah, she said she would be here at 7.
7 o'clock. And we started right on time.
Yeah.
So I guess if she comes in.
I hear some
Is it Nikki?
footsteps.
Is it Nikki, Jim?
Yeah.
There she
She
is.
is.
She is. You're up.
Well, we've had the War Memorial Hospital Foundation, Nikki, you can come on up if you would like, has worked with Warren County Schools for many years, outfitting our schools with automated external defibrillators. And we've built a new school, and they are doing the same thing there. And we are graciously going to accept their donation. And then, do you have something you want to give us this evening?
Yes, I do. I have one of the AEDs that I'd like to present.
Okay.
As part of our mission to support War Memorial Hospital and the health of the community, we are proud to give these AEDs to the new middle school and support the rest of the school system.
So, Ms. Bauer, and we'll come down and get that.
Thank you. As much as we appreciate that, I hope we never have to use it.
Yes, indeed.
If I need it, I hope they will.
Picture?
Thank you. Do I? I've been trained to use it, but I've never had the opportunity to do it, other than just on a mannequin.
Don't start tonight.
If Arnold,
He starts to turn blue.
Don't be all-
Pass.
color of his jacket.
You want me to offer the motion?
What's that?
You offer the motion?
Sure.
Okay. Madam Chairman, I move that the donation of automated external defibrillators, known as AEDs, to Warren County Public Schools to be used at the new Warren County Middle School by the Warren Memorial Hospital Foundation be accepted with gratitude.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Consent agenda. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as written.
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Reports. More, my opportunity for reinforcement and enrichment. Mr. Fox.
Good evening, everyone. The MORE program, my opportunity for reinforcement and enrichment, has been in Warren County Public Schools since 2010. It started with a group of concerned parents and concerned educators as the youth enrichment program. It turned into Schools Out, and with the 21st Century Grant, it has turned into the MORE program, which gives parents and students the opportunity for enrichment and remediation after school. It is offered at both Skyline Middle School and Warren County Middle School. And we're very fortunate tonight. We have Mr. Logan, the director, to come and say a few words, and he has a special guest for us as well. Mr. Logan.
Good evening. Good evening. I would like to thank the board for their time this evening and Mr. Fox for his invitation. It's an honor to be here tonight to speak about the MORE program, which provides meaningful and structured after-school and summer care to middle school students in Warren County. This program originated nearly a decade ago as the Youth Enrichment Program and has since evolved. 2 years ago, the Warren Coalition applied for a 21st Century Community Learning Center grant, and it's under those guidelines that the MORE program has taken its current form. I began working with the Youth Enrichment Program as a teacher in 2010, when I earned my school administrator's endorsement from James Madison University and Virginia State licensure as a school administrator in 2016. I was asked to fill the role of site coordinator based on the belief that I could offer some energy, creativity, and guidance to the program's leadership. I've been incredibly proud to serve the MORE program in this role because of what it offers to our middle school students. We offer healthy snacks, English and math skills reinforcement that mirrors grade-level curriculum, caring adults in a structured environment, and hands-on enrichment activities that match the students' stated interests. Safe transportation is provided from licensed county drivers as we go on field trips to locally and nationally renowned attractions. And all of this is provided with absolutely zero cost to students and their families. Warren County Middle School and Skyline Middle School students may attend the MORE program every school day if they'd like. They begin our time together with a healthy snack that's coordinated through the Warren County Public Schools Food Service Department and administered under FDA guidelines to ensure that they're nutritious. Students are greeted by caring teachers who offer them skills reinforcement for their math and English classes. Teachers work closely to make sure that their lessons are engaging and aligned with state standards. Completing these lessons frees up students to then participate in the more fun part of the MORE program. And over the next several slides, you'll see some of the enrichment activities that we offer students. Each day of the week, the MORE program offers a different enrichment activity. Intramural sports, cooking, robotics, STEM, and art are on the current docket. We solicit outside vendors to come in and offer their know-how in these fields. We've had bakers from Martin's, phys ed teachers, bankers, cooks, and martial arts experts come in to share. We even got Bill Huck from CNC Frozen Treats to respond to our written suggestions and helped us make a customized Shirley Temple flavored ice cream as one of the students suggested. We host a family literacy dinner each month following school dances. Mr. Devin Smith's culinary arts program cooks our meals, and students in the MORE program prepare the dessert. We talk with parents about ways in which they can support their students' learning, provide current research on the importance of literacy, and give away free books. We administer a survey to parents in which they can offer suggestions and comments about our performance. The feedback we receive allows the MORE program to be responsive to the needs expressed by students and their families. Students have credited the MORE program with making the difference between whether or not they pass their SOLs. Parents have described to us how we have made a positive impact in their child's attitude towards school. Some of our students have been involved in the MORE program their entire middle school career. Lucas Weber is one of them, and he is here tonight with his parents to share his thoughts about the MORE program. Lucas, would you like to come up?
Hello, I'm Lucas Weber, and I have been in the Schools Out/MORE program since I started middle school. Since then, I have learned lots of things in the program, like robotics, kung fu, and cooking skills, We also get to do sports and work on art projects at times. It is nice that there are teachers available to help me with math and English and other subjects if needed. The teachers and other volunteers we have helped with other practical things like banking, cooking, and physical educational skills that will be helpful in the future. I've made friends with kids in the program, and although some attend Skyline Middle School, we're still really good friends because of the program. I hope the MORE program continues to help kids in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
And in conclusion, I'd like to thank the board once again for your time this evening and for allowing me to speak about this program with you. I truly believe with programs like this, we're doing our part to ensure that all students have an equal opportunity for success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucas, for getting up and speaking. Good job. It's not easy.
Great job.
Comprehensive Long-Range Plan Update for 2016-17. Mrs. Shepherd.
Good evening. Lucas did such a nice job, I was wondering if he could come up and give my report for me. The 2016 to 2021 Comprehensive Long-Range Plan was approved June 1st, 2016. It is required by standards of quality for the school board to be updated regarding progress towards the strategies and objectives of the long-range plan. There are 8 sections of the long-range plan, which include instruction, health and safety, personnel, transportation, technology, finance, facilities and operations, and school community relations. During the 2016-17 school year, we made progress in all these sections of the long-range plan. I'm going to highlight a few of those accomplishments. Our instruction group has been and continues to work on reviewing and revising existing curricula in the 4 core content areas to ensure alignment with state standards in both content and rigor. Teachers and the instructional resource team are currently working on math and English alignment. Our schools are working on full accreditation by analyzing benchmark results and making changes to instruction when needed. We are administering a universal screener called Ames Web Plus for reading and math, which is given to all students grades K through 8 3 times a year. Information from the screener is used to determine if additional supports are needed for students to be successful. This year is the first year we will administer the universal screener to preschool students. All schools have a school improvement plan in place, which includes helping teachers implement the intended curriculum, the process on how to implement the curriculum, monitor student achievement, discipline, and attendance. The school improvement plan includes the type of evidence that will be used to determine the success of meeting the goals and objectives of the school plan. We are working with our community partners to help fund additional teachers to become certified to teach dual-enrolled courses. Our schools have launched the Challenge 5 Attendance Initiative. The Challenge 5 Initiative and our instructional initiatives are all part of the Virginia Tiered Systems of Support. We are in our second year of division-wide implementation of the Virginia Tiered Systems of Support framework. The Challenge 5 Initiative has several components. One component is the attendance board at the front and bus entrance of each school. This board details the school's attendance goal, the previous day's attendance, tardies, and early departures. This is one of our efforts to increase student attendance. Our career and technical education program is working with community partners to give students the opportunity to explore various careers through job shadowing, internships, and the World of Work event. The health and safety of our students continue to be a priority. The Special Services Department, in conjunction with all of the schools, work to provide students with programs to prevent bullying and have appropriate resources for students in crisis. Schools meet monthly to review plans and practices that are in place to ensure student safety. Procedures are reviewed regularly with our community agencies to ensure readiness to respond to emergencies. We continue to discuss and evaluate strategies for teachers and staff retention. Information is gathered and analyzed from exiting staff members. We collect turnover information from adjacent school division to help identify areas for improvement. This year, our technology department launched a one-to-one initiative with both our middle schools in which all students have been issued a Chromebook. A plan is in place to outfit all secondary students with Chromebooks and to increase the number of Chromebook carts at all elementary schools over the next few years. Training was offered to teachers during the 2016-17 school year to prepare them to utilize the technology tools to enhance student learning. A Chromebook committee consisting of teachers and administrators meet monthly to assess and reevaluate the technology used in the classroom. The technology department constantly monitors bandwidth and the use of technology in our system to ensure we're meeting the technology infrastructure needs of our students. In order to accommodate the additional technology available at our middle schools, upgrades to the wireless network and the internet bandwidth were completed over the summer. This year, we implemented tier starts at all of our schools. Two of the goals of tiered starts included reducing student ride times to less than an hour and decreasing the amount of time students had to wait at school at the end of the day. Our maintenance department was able to complete several projects over the summer and the beginning of this school year. They repaired and replaced damaged sidewalk and added curb and gutter at Skyline Middle School, replaced the concrete stairs, and are working on the wooden stairs at A.S. Rhodes Elementary School. They resurfaced and repaired tennis courts at Skyline High School and Warren County High School. The maintenance department also helped with the renovation of Ressie Jeffries Elementary School and the move into the new Warren County Middle School. We are close to final completion on both the new Warren County Middle School and the renovation of Ressie Jeffries Elementary School. Both of these projects are listed in the 2016-2017 County's Capital Improvement Plan. We've had many successes during the 2016-17 school year. We will continue to focus on the goals and objectives in the comprehensive plan. Be happy to answer any questions.
What did you say the completion of the Ressie Jeffrey, what percentage?
I just said we were near final completion. So yes, there's a couple of things that are left to do. They are removing the window units from the windows this week and next week. The canopy is still about 12 weeks out. The canopy that goes between two of the buildings. The canopy is made in Florida, and they had some setbacks with the hurricanes there. What else needs to be done? There's some cleanup and some punch list items, but they are close to final completion, so we're almost there.
The curb and gutter around Skyline Middle School, are they going to be backfilling that anytime soon? Because I've seen some cars parking along there, and it's a great big, if you step off that curb, you're falling down into the
Okay,
ditch.
I gotcha. Yes, I'll see when it's going to be done. I know that our maintenance department has been extremely busy this year
Yeah, and I
with
know
all
they were
of the
waiting
work
to
that they.
finish all of the curb and gutter
Yeah.
before backfilling any of it. But I just don't want to have somebody sprain an ankle or something.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, yeah. And the other night, past couple nights, they've had a lot of activity over at the school, and yeah, okay,
Write myself a note so I don't forget.
thanks.
You open to general question?
Certainly.
No, I just,
We've
and
already
it's,
hit
it's actually part of the comprehensive plan, and is the energy project. How are the irrigation wells holding up through this weather?
It's a great question. So the irrigation wells are doing well. There's one well at Skyline High School that continues to have, I'm going to call it dirty water, but probably muddy water or silty water. And so they are
They're doing-
dipping.
They're re-dipping.
Yeah.
Somehow you put something down the well and you enlarge it, and then it's like he today was telling us about, it's like when you go in and get a heart
Catheterization,
Cath-
yeah.
Like putting a stent in?
catheterization, they put that in the heart, in the well, and then they pull it up
Yeah,
and
so-
cleans it out.
What a man.
I don't know, I never heard of it.
I've seen them blown out. I've seen them sleeved, but I haven't seen that one.
I had not heard of it either.
Sounds like
so-
sleeve might be
Yeah. Well, it depends. Depends where, that's a long subject.
Deep subject.
It's a very deep
Deep
subject.
subject.
So all of the wells are doing fine except for the one at Skyline High School, and then there's one at Hilda Barber Elementary School that was never successful. So they didn't get the water that they needed in order to cool the cooling tower. So it's at their engineering phase right now, so we'll hear next week what they're going to do with that. But as far as the other wells, we're doing fine, and they are irrigating and providing water for our cooling towers.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Mrs. Shepherd.
Thank you.
Before we go any further, the Weber family, if you all would like to stay and listen to the whole meeting, we'd love to have you, but if you need to get home, if Lucas has homework, don't feel bad about having to get up and leave. Superintendent report.
All right, thank you. This school board is a member of the Virginia School Boards Association, and as members of the Virginia School Boards Association, each board member is asked to participate in professional development throughout the year. And I'm proud to say that every member here tonight has met that goal, and they are going to get an award of recognition. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Put that on your wall next to all the others.
Yes.
I'm going to start off my report with just a little bit of what happened today. I am sure everybody is aware of one of our buses was in an accident. And fortunately, no students were hurt. Bus driver was fine. It was a car in the wrong lane, came and ended up hitting our bus. I just need to give some accommodation to quite a few people, quite honestly. First, the bus driver. We have access to the video. As you know, we have 3 video cameras on every bus, and so we have good data of what happened. The bus driver was able to slow the bus down, seeing the car coming, and actually ended up getting out of the way of a head-on collision. It's probably saving somebody's life. And just did an excellent job, and then maintaining the students on the bus until EMS folks were able to get there. Moving into that, the EMS response was amazing, as it almost always is here. They were on the scene just almost immediately. Warren County Sheriff's Office was there, and Mr. Mitchell reported that it was so nice to see how the officers, as well as the EMS team, responded to the students. They were able to check all of them out at the scene. The sheriff's office folks were, trying to make the kids comfortable. Obviously, it was a very startling event for them, and just did a nice job. Mr. Mitchell received a call from the town police asking if he needed assistance. Is there anything that we could do? So he had him set up some signage in town about that. So the transportation department, EMS, town, sheriff's office, town folks, all just pitched in, got things taken care of. The kids ended up being late to school, but by 20 minutes on something that could have been so much worse. So it was out 522 South on the way up the Chester Gap.
Okay.
Yep. So just would give, kudos to all those folks, and it's so nice to be in a community where everybody works together and does things right away like that. So, and Mr. Mitchell did remind me, he goes, there's a reason that buses are 70 times safer than a car. So that's from the National Transportation Society. So that's just, our children are at their most safe when they're on a bus.
Wow.
To be transported, yep. Couple of other things, just Mrs. Shepherd mentioned the new middle school opening up. Just, it's been wonderful. There's always some things in the building to get figured out, but they're going great, and kids and teachers are doing very well there. Ressie Jeffries looks great. What we are going to do, and once we get a substantial number of the punch list items done and all the furniture is installed, we'd like to have a dedication and an open house. And we're just kind of waiting for that moment when that happens, and we'll make sure there's plenty of time for the public to be able to come to that. October 2nd through the 6th this week is Virginia Farm to School Week. I just mentioned that because we're in the second year now of having our FFA, Future Farmers of America group, and being able to offer agricultural programs in our schools. So that's nice to be able to celebrate that. October is also Principal Appreciation Month. Those folks work hard every day for our students and families, and just we appreciate them. October is also Bullying Prevention Month. We try to highlight that every year. Just a reminder that we have many programs in our schools that address all types of behavior, and I was counting them today, and Mr. Hurst can probably correct me, but I think we have 11 division-wide programs that we use in our schools to counteract different behaviors that we deal with. And then that's plus what each school is doing independently to work with that. So that's a nice thing. Then, Mr. Grant, we have started something that Mr. Wells gave me the idea. I don't know if he remembers doing this or not, but he talked about a few months ago doing something that kind of highlights all of the good things going on in our school system. And so we've started a Did You Know on our Facebook page, and I'm hoping that people have liked our Facebook page. It also, and I don't know, it's magic, but it connects to Twitter. So I'm now tweeting. So when I put something up on, I don't even know that I'm doing it.
Watch you.
I don't even know that I'm doing it because I put it on Facebook and it automatically sends out a tweet as well. And I'd like if Tim, Mr. Grant could just kind of go through a couple, just about LFK and the Great Kindness Challenge. It just gives information. If you want to know more about it, there's a number there to call. If you continue to scroll down, did you know Hilda Barber's incorporating STEM, and then just give some things that they're doing with STEM. And if you keep going, one of the things I want to point out, National Principals Month, 823 people reached. Did you know gave a little bit of information about our graduation rates. You can see 1,279 people reached. So a lot of people are being able to look at all of the neat things that are going on. Ressie Jeffries inducted 29 students into the National Elementary Honor Society, and that reached 2,835 people. So it's a neat way to get the word out. So far, I've been getting enough things that I'm being able to post things just about every day. There's that many things going on in our schools. So I just thought it was neat. Thank you, Mr. Grant. But that is my report.
Okay, thank you. School board reports. Mrs. McKeithron?
I just also wanted to thank Lucas so much for coming up and talking this evening. You did an amazing job, and I appreciate that, and the fact that this program has helped you. That's good to know. Thank you.
Mr. Wells?
I'll echo that, Lucas. We sure appreciate you coming and telling us about your success, and we hope you have continued success. Again, thanks to all the players in the accident today that made this such an event that we can talk about in the positive at this point and not in the negative. And I did see the video, and special thanks to those kids for being so brave and you know, being very I don't want to say polite, but being very calm after it occurred, and working with the EMS and that kind of thing to make sure everything was okay. Mr. Drescher, you might want to watch that tweet.
Yes.
There's a couple people that probably wish they hadn't learned how to tweet.
I promise I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Williams?
Yes. A couple things. One is, Ms. Shepherd touched on it, the storyboards at the school. I think they're really neat because you pull up and you see it, it tells you all the information. And I think it makes people more aware, so they kind of strive, if that's the goal, to be there. Next thing is the new Warren County Middle School. I've had the opportunity to talk to 3 different teachers over probably 4 or 5 weeks. One of them has no idea I'm on the school board, and I just said, hey, how do you like the school? And she just got hired here. She goes, I love it. She goes, the people are so nice to me. They're so helpful. So I thought, wow, that's really good to hear. 2 of them are tenured teachers, and one of them's in the room, but I won't mention any names. And another one's tenured. And they had good things to say, and they really respect the principal, so that's good news. Lucas, thank you, young man. I'm glad you could get up and speak like that. What grade are you in?
I'm eighth.
Eighth grade? You got places to go, trust me. You'll do well. That's all I have.
Yeah, I'm still nervous getting up and speaking.
Amen.
Yes. I attended a Mountain Vista Governor School Board meeting 2 weeks ago, and everything seems to be going well with Mountain Vista. Enjoying going to the high school football games, so that's still going on. And want to thank Mr. Wells for his idea for the Did You Know series. I think that's going to be a real good addition. So. And I do want to say, I was going to say before we knew that we had a school bus accident, kudos to our school bus drivers. I don't know how they do it, maneuvering those big buses around these little side streets in town and cars parked everywhere and the increase in traffic and maintaining the students and keeping things quiet. I could not do what they do, so I just want to give them a thumbs up on what they do. And I think that's it. Action agenda, approval of Shenandoah Area Secular Humanist Scholarship. Mr. Fox.
A local organization, the Shenandoah Area Secular Humanists, have offered to sponsor 2 $500 scholarships this coming spring. It is offered to either Skyline High School seniors or Warren County High School seniors, and it does appear that they're also competing against students in Shenandoah County. They believe that they intend to offer more in the future, but they're starting out with this 2 $500 scholarships. And the eligibility requirements are only that the applicant be a graduating senior at a public high school in Warren or Shenandoah County, and also that they complete an essay.
Okay. Would someone like to offer a motion to accept that?
Madam Chair, I move that the Shenandoah Area Secular Humanist Scholarship be approved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Renovation of space at the Health and Human Services Complex for Brighter Futures. Mrs. Shepherd.
Warren County Public Schools has 20,000 square foot of space at the Health and Human Services Complex, which is the old Warren County Middle School, twice removed. The initial idea was to renovate the entire space for the maintenance and food service departments. After careful consideration, the recommendation is to allocate 6,700 square foot of space for Brighter Futures Learning Center non-traditional program and the Special Services Department, and 14,000 square foot for the maintenance and food service departments. Brighter Futures and part of the Special Services Department are currently located at Northwestern Community Services. We are currently paying $60,000 per year rent at the current facility. This money could be reallocated to pay the debt service for the renovation of the space at the Health and Human Services Complex. If this recommendation is approved, both non-traditional programs will be located at the Health and Human Services Complex. This will give both non-traditional programs more flexibility with their scheduling and use of resources. The renovation of the space will also allow for special services to be located at one facility. We would like to request the Board of Supervisors contract with Mosley Architects to move forward with a schematic design of space. Mosley would be providing architectural and engineering design as well as construction administration services for the design and renovation of the non-traditional space. Be happy to answer any questions.
I think we sort of went over everything at our last work session. We saw the design and all. Anyone have any questions or comments on it?
No.
Someone want to offer a motion?
Madam Chair, I move approval to be given for the superintendent to request the Board of Supervisors move forward with the design of the non-traditional space at the Health and Human Services Complex at the cost of $98,005.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Approval of additional part-time instructional assistant position. Mr. Hirsch.
Madam Chairman, Mr. Superintendent, due to the significant needs of a particular student, a part-time instructional assistance being requested, the need for support of 2.5 hours a day to offset some community-funded services which were already being deployed is required to meet this student's unique medical and instructional needs. As you know, the ever-changing population of students with disabilities, of people moving in and out, and regression and other kinds of things require our staffing patterns to change. So we're asking for a part-time instructional assistant for 2.5 hours a day, again, to augment those community-funded resources that we're accessing through other funding streams.
And this is a one-on-one position? This person will be working just with one student?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mike, what do we do? Is that only school days?
Yes, sir. It is only school days if the child or the student is not in school due to illness or due to other factors. The person will not come in and will not fill out a timesheet. It is a part-time position, so it'll all be only funded through the hours that the person is there.
Okay. Call for a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that the additional part-time instructional assistant position, 2.5 hours per day, be approved at a cost not to exceed $4,800.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Hirsch.
Thank you.
Additional instructional assistant positions to support class size. Mr. Drescher.
Okay. We're experiencing an increase in class size at 3 of our elementary schools that we can't mediate with the current staffing levels we have. Typically, we try to keep class sizes close to 20-to-1 or less in our elementary schools. And in the 3rd grade at A.S. Rhodes right now is 26-to-1 in their classrooms. 5th grade at E. Wilson Morrison has 25-to-1. And 4th grade at Ressie Jeffries has 25 and 26-to-1. As we have reduced and adjusted our teaching staff in the last several years to address the slight decrease in overall enrollment, we're also needing to address the little bubbles of larger grade levels that have occurred at some of our schools. And at this point in the year, students are in their classes, they're with their teachers, and adding additional teachers are a possibility. In some of these schools, space is an issue for another classroom. And what we have done in the past and what I'm proposing this year is that we add an instructional assistant that can support the entire grade level by working with small groups of students under teachers' direction during key periods of instruction throughout the day. And this benefits all students at that grade level by giving an additional adult to work with students, which gives more individual attention to those students. It's a situation where I think our teachers are skilled, they can handle it. I've talked with principals about that. It would be a benefit to our students to have that extra adult to be able to work with small groups throughout the day. In 2 of the cases, I do not anticipate that this would be more than a 1-year position, quite honestly, because the way the staffing levels are at that school and those grade levels, especially 5th grade moving out, that was the large group at that school, so we won't be needed after this year. And you'll recall that we did reduce Ressie Jeffries' teaching positions this past year to make our budget. And there was just that one 4th grade that was close, and we've just had more students move in 4th grade.
We have money in the budget to cover this?
And what we have is turnover dollars, the people that left us at a higher rate of pay, the ones that we've hired at a lower rate of pay, and we have dollars in that amount that we can cover this.
And just not to put too fine a point on it, but aren't we somewhat mandated to keep those class sizes at a certain?
We are. We're below in 4th and 5th grade. We have a little more leeway into what we do. 3rd grade, this year at A.S. Rhodes, there's not a mandate. Next year it will be in 3rd grade that they won't be allowed to be above 24-to-1. So it depends on there's a class size reduction funding that we get from the state, and that's where those numbers come from. Yep.
Sure.
I move to approve 3 instructional assistant positions to be used to support larger class sizes at A.S. Rhodes, E. Wilson Morrison, and Ressie Jeffries Elementary Schools.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. We now need to go into a closed session. Is there a motion for the closed session?
If there is one, I'll be glad to read. This motion is made that this open public meeting of the Warren County School Board become a closed meeting pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711. The school board desires to discuss the following matter in a closed meeting. Section 2.2-3711A2, discussion or consideration of admission or disciplinary matters or any other matters that would involve the disclosure of information contained in a scholastic record concerning any student in Warren County Public Schools, specifically several student discipline matters.
Second.
Mr. Valentine, please call roll.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mrs. McEatherin?
Yes.
Motion carries. We are now in closed session.